In Psalm chapter 2, verse 12, the KJV uses the term kiss the Son. This video will prove that the KJV has mistranslated this phrase and that it should say desire purity. On this slide, you see two translations of this verse. A Jewish translation, which reads, "Desire purity, lest he become angry, and you perish in the way, for in a moment his wrath will be kindled, the praises of all who take refuge in him." And the KJV reads, "Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put their trust in him." So the question is, who is right? The Jewish translation uses the Hebrew word bar, which means clean or pure. The Christian translation uses the Aramaic word bar, which means son of. This switch to Aramaic is deceptive for the following reasons. The first reason that this switch to Aramaic is deceptive is because earlier in verse 7 of the very same psalm, the author uses the Hebrew word for son, ben, and yet suddenly in verse 12, an Aramaic word has been used for son. If the author had intended to use the word son, he would have stuck with the Hebrew word ben as he did earlier. This switch is very suspicious. Reason number 2 that this switch to Aramaic is deceptive is because the KJV correctly translates bar using the Hebrew translation in other verses, including Psalm 18, verses 20 and 24, Psalm 19, verse 8, Psalm 24, verse 4, and Psalm 73, verse 1. But instead of sticking with its past practices in translating the word bar in Psalm 212 as a Hebrew word, when it comes to Psalm 212, the KJV decides to forsake the Hebrew meaning of the word bar and use the Aramaic meaning of the word instead. The third reason that this switch to Aramaic is deceptive is because the Aramaic meaning of the word bar is son of. For example, in Proverbs 31 and 2, it is used 3 times. Son of my womb, son of my vows. And the first one, my son, is son of me. But this verse is not written as son of. It has a standalone word, son. The bottom line is Psalm chapter 2, verse 12 has been mistranslated. It should read, "Desire purity, lest he become angry, and you perish in the way. For in a moment his wrath will be kindled, the praises of all who take refuge in him." Beware of the KJV.